Hello, listeners. This is episode 27 of Art Talk. And today I want to address art and the brain. I was asked to write a few posts for Dr. Libby Kemkaran, and I thought it would be nice to share one with you today. Because art is the tool that taps into the right hemisphere. It's the side of the imagination, the mind's eye, and the opposite of analysis, the verbal side. Can you finish your sentence, please? You always stop mid-sentence, he said. Honestly, I was not aware that I do, and that I do not end my sentences. But recently I discovered it has to do with me being on the right side of my brain. And talking is not really a thing there. It is obvious that I easily transfer to that part, which obviously has to do with me being an artist. So your right brain is all about imagination. It's a side that will never give you a straight answer. And I mean a straight answer to a problem that you normally would analyze at the other side. However, it will show you solutions you will never find on the other side. Left is that nagging one, the verbal half that dominates you all the time, and never think for a moment that it doesn't pull its tricks with me, because it certainly does. So yesterday in my studio, I had it again. I showed something, and whilst I talked with someone, I started painting, and straight away my conversation ended. You can call it flow. Yeah, definitely. However, it is more than that, to me anyway, and any artist may feel the same. It's so important for me as artist because I can let my imagination flow. And of course, you need to have the skill first, and sometimes you know what you do, and often you don't, but you do it anyway. And that is energy. That is because of the knowing, you don't have to think about that. And you go on autopilot. Your brain, your left brain, or your right brain gives you those. You channel that. And that's the energy that comes straight on the canvas. Hence, the energetic vibration of painted paintings is so high that it often brings people to tears. It is why there is still queues in front of the museum. And a great book about vibration is Power versus Force. Using force definitely is not being in flow. Using power, you are. And power, by the way, is in relaxation and not in. So how to get from that left brain functioning to the other side when I do art? I don't know about you, but for me, most of the time, I'm just there. And sometimes, depending on what I did before the painting, it takes a bit of time to get into that state. And I either use music or just prep my palette. Going back to the other side is a different ballgame, and we need that for our art business, right? We need to do that. We need to do these things that are not so much creative for us. And that is one of the reasons I joined Flow, by the way, to learn to bridge that gap. So I won't procrastinate. But what does it mean when I am there whilst painting? Well, often I finish a portrait and wake up from that state, at least it feels that way. Then I look back and think, oh, wow, who painted that? And that may sound weird, but it happens all the time. And it is one of the reasons I can fall in love again and again with every portrait I've painted. So someone asked me if I'm thinking whilst I'm painting. No, not really. I don't. I'm focused on seeing. I look at shapes, at shadows, light spaces, and I can hear the story the person told me, and then things start to happen. And I had this before, that I was so immersed in it that I knew what colors I needed to use. And in a talk with the person who commissioned me, she said, wow, look, these are exactly the colors that I just used to redecorate my house. I love these colors. So that's what happens when you are in the right hemisphere. Is this every single time? No, I have my moments too. And then I know I need to go for a walk, because it's always the moving that brings me back. Or I haven't done my morning pages. Or I need to go out and fill my artist well. And those three things come from Julia Cameron, who I love, by the way. And she's so right. Art is feeling. And I can only say that you have to love your job. And I certainly do. So, with whatever you do, feel it in your heart and love it. But there's more to art than many have acknowledged. Art is good for your health, your mental health and your physical health. And the act of doing brings you in that right brain state, where this nagging part has to stop. Yeah, it will try, but the more you go there, it will just subside. It will just say, okay, I leave it. It is of importance in schools, and it helps with whole brain functioning instead of only the left analytical side. The arts are not useless. They are of great importance for the development of the brain, of people, and the development of their personalities. It releases stress and depression and gives the opportunity to solve problems creatively. If there's anything the world needs right now, it is exactly that. So I made a course, and it's built on something that has existed for a long time, but hardly anyone knows it or uses it, and it's best to use it by someone who can demonstrate. And so I put a link in the show note. You can still sign up till tonight, even tomorrow morning. And I encourage you to do it. So if you have any questions or suggestions, then please let me know. Next week, we will talk about failure and what it actually means, because as artists, we sometimes feel that we fail and then get a tendency to give up. But is it failure? That's the question. Anyway, I wish you a lovely week. Thank you for listening, and speak soon. Bye.